Well, President Zelensky has praised London's military assistance to Kiev during a visit by the UK's Defence Secretary to the Ukrainian capital. Zelensky also took the chance to plead for another batch of weapons from Britain.
Ukrainian troops are doing everything they can. Using the artillery, they have to stop the occupiers' offensive, well as much as the heavy weapons and modern artillery. All that we have asked and continue to ask our partners to provide, allow them to. I have met the UK Secretary of State for Defence Ben Wallace. We discussed how to stop Russian aggression, and how to stop it mounting a potential offence, and what supplies are needed for our army. The British show true leadership in defence matters.
Britain has now confirmed a new shipment of long-range rocket launchers, and that's in addition to thousands of anti-tank missiles, armoured vehicles and air defence systems. The head of Ukraine's military intelligence has recently said that the country's troops have almost run out of ammunition and now rely on Western supplies. Russia's ambassador to the UK, Andrei Kelin, doubts whether London will be interested in supporting Ukraine when the conflict eventually ends.
It prolongates the conflict. It makes Ukrainian soldiers continue fight, and it is very cynical, I should say, because Britain is providing money, not much, but it is providing weapon, and it enforces and encourages Ukrainian army to continue fighting, and no single knowledge about or single idea about the future of Ukraine. What's going to happen after that? It's an interesting question, whether UK will be interested after the conflict in rebuilding Ukraine, in continuing pouring that proved to be very inefficient in building up the country and handling country's economy, once again, in doing something constructive. So I'm afraid the interest will be lost in some sort of it, if there will be a failure to continue to make such a project as an anti-Russian to construct out of Ukraine an anti-Russian state, and it will be no more capabilities and no more possibility to do that, then well, probably it will be less interest than now. Of course, we have seen that Western powers were preparing Ukraine for the conflict by supplying arms during many years before the conflict. United Kingdom has specifically maintained Operation Orbital to prepare military people from Ukraine for this conflict as well. And also UK has started to construct two naval bases on the coast, one in Berdyansk and the other in Nikolaev. Of course, we have seen all these preparations that has been done to encourage Ukraine for a conflict. So in certain way, it is that they have meddled into it, and of course, at the moment, I think that they are preventing any kind of moves that have been born inside Kiev for negotiation. So far, they are continuing to push Ukraine in this along the same way to continue fighting, not to think about the future. The longer conflict will last, the weaker situation in Ukraine will be. So more concessions Ukraine should do. If it will prolongate for more months ahead. Some of this weapon that has been supplied to Kiev has been used against civil population in Donetsk, in Lugansk. We have seen already the results of shelling by French artillery, of the destruction of houses and the kill of civilians. Only last week, I think it's about 80 civilians has died because of this shelling. And the more weapon that has been chosen for that, that's exactly was this artillery that has been supplied over there. I do not even mention that it is in contradiction with the basic principle of non-supplying of arms into the zone of conflicts. Unresponsible behavior. This is one of the principles which is guided. European Union is guided by never supply weapons to the zones of conflict. And as you understand, it is used not only for the military purposes. there are different qualifications of what is going on right now in Ukraine. Some are saying that it is a kind of conflict between East and West, between Russia and West. I think it is too much. It's certainly an exaggeration because the activities are concentrated in one place. So right now it is in Donbass and a bit wider. So the best definition, what I have heard to my mind, this is the end of the civil war, probably, that has started in the year 2014, 2015, after the powers in Kiev has been illegally seized. And UK continues to make with its powers an adversary state to Russia, which is, of course, contrary to our interests, to our situation. And this is one of the main reasons that a conflict has broken out and we have been involved in a limited operation over there.